But I still can't do anything.
Yeah, we'll check his animals. We can probably go to the next month here shortly.
Yeah, I'm all ready. I got a bunch of grass to do.
I'll check his animals in a second here. I'll take this Lotus slurry. That's better. It's easier to see the road.
Wow. Less chance of crashing.
Until somebody says sleep to the night.
Well, he doesn't say anything. He just does it.
I should have hit B, but I reflexively hit A. He was like, ah.
That's those fascists over there in Britain. They do what they want.
You're only jealous.
No. Not even remotely.
So what do you think, Wonko? Is it a potential map for you?
I think so. I managed to get into GE.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. So I don't think there's going to be any issues I can see at the moment.
As you can say, you throw down Brummy's sell point, you throw down, there's edible trigger, so just throw a shed and put an edible trigger in front of it to take something. And
Map for what?
replacement for Sunday here.
Oh, we're replacing Sunday?
At some point here,
Potentially.
it just came out last week, so it's like not jumping ship here yet because
I was gonna say, it seems like within a month or not even a month usually they have an update on every map.
yeah.
What map is it?
District of Dresendorf or something. It just came out. It's a 4X map on
Mod
Hub this week.
Where's it based out of?
Germany.
We already did a German map.
I know. Well, nobody's doing anything else at the moment.
That's true. Come on, Kansas 16X.
I don't think the 16's my computer will work with that.
I don't think, if you look at the map, it's like, I'm going to make a 16X map. I'm going to put it on Mod Hub, and I'm going to do it in a weekend. That's what it looks like.
So it's completely flat, got sodding great big fields and nothing on it.
Can you wait, or you need it now? Okay? You can. We'll get snack now. You're early on the snack thing. Where's my snack? There you go, buddy.
Sorry, Scrump. Now you have Bale sitting up there. I didn't really think that you had to.
That's why we need a new map, is because you get so much of everything.
Me?
Yeah.
Hardly.
Just put grapes in.
I'm good at it. Not me. I just know somebody's eyes looking down the road. He's on the server right now with us.
He's always looking to swap maps.
We've played this since the almost start of 25. We did the other German map to start with, which was quite a boring map. And then we swapped to this one, which is okay.
Oh, wall is just getting pushed off to the side. You can.
Well, if we switch, we get our net worth.
No. Oh, the grind begins again.
No. Speak for yourself.
What's your net worth?
Just under 7 million.
4.66.
Scrump's at 6. Scrump and Gizmo. Second, I jump back to my farm in a second to see. I have one sheep pen or two. It's grass.
Oh, who barred up again?
Doing the same thing did for you, Wackos. I'm just having 2 bales on it was trigger. You notice that in your trigger you had 2 grass bales sitting there last week?
I did, yeah.
It's like, no, I wasn't going to the barn and pull it. It was just like easy to have.
You can't give Wonko free grass bales.
Why not?
Cheats.
My net worth right now here is 11.7 mil.
So you're basically double the rest of us. I mean, I know why I started late. That's why I'm not high enough.
Are you ready to go through the night to the next month yet, Wonko, or?
Just check on my guide. If you could give me another 5 minutes.
Yep, I'm just gonna pull another
Or
tank
slightly
out.
less.
Pull one more load out. Should be good to that point. Yeah, that neighbors in fields one is not the one that gives you credit towards contracts for buying land.
Yeah.
It just has course play running in the fields next to you.
Is that all they did?
That's basically it. All it is. It's an AI worker in the field, and it does the same thing as it's like treating it like a multiplayer. So you can see me in my field on my course player. So there's just going to be a memory hog is all it's going to be. What was the other notes I had there? The tip anywhere, the manual tip. You don't get a message to say you're at the trigger to tip. You just have to figure you're over it. I tried tipping, and I end up tipping on the ground in front of the trigger at the sell point.
I know it used to do that in 22 or previous version.
No, not the tip anywhere, but when you
hang on a sec.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm back.
Not the tip anywhere. The tip anywhere was okay on its own, but with the manual tip, you don't have like a eye to tip whenever you drive over a trigger. You have to be in the right spot in the trigger and tip, and then it goes into the grate. But if you're not, it goes onto the floor.
Why do we need tip anywhere anyway?
Just like you can tip stuff wherever you want.
Well, right now I can tip things wherever I want on my own land.
Why it was breezy in the cab. This tractor has those control groups in the doors you can open and close. Doors and windows and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Driving in the road, both doors are wide open.
There's the scrumph.
He's not that late after all.
He just wanted some cheap labour.
You notice he didn't say good labor, Doc. He just said cheap.
I'm sure there's some Albanians somewhere. Wild with that tractor, Jamie.
I had a little bit of a lag spike or something there as I had no steering. It was like chick in my ear, so I'd say the scrumph logging in or internet here.
I think it's the map. There's just certain spots in the map it seems like. I don't know if you're hitting more things are coming into field of view or what, but there's certain spots it seems like it jumps.
Yeah.
Once you cash it in, it seems to get better.
Yeah.
I don't know what was wrong. I haven't had any issues.
Okay, I'm all done.
Okay, just give me a sec.
Our spreader didn't have that ladder on the side because somebody smashed it.
I'm watching a Canadian YouTuber at the moment. He's doing a log cabin build, and he's been given cost price Kubota tractor. Well, he's paid cost price for it basically. So it's brand spanking new. It keeps breaking down.
What size?
Oh, it's only a small one. It's the smallest one they do, I think, but with a cab.
Like a B?
I honestly don't know. I can't remember.
Well, what's breaking on it? I mean, is it like
Hoses, hydraulic hoses that keep springing leaks all the time.
Oh.
And he had a backhoe attachment on the rear.
Mm-hmm.
He got down out of the tractor, off the seat of that backhoe thing, bent the foot peg straight off. Needless to say, he's getting a bit peed off.
Well, the hose thing, I could tell you what the problem with the hoses are, is that a lot of the manufacturers have gone to cut cost. They've been using this cheap Chinese hose. Ooh, somebody gave me money. I
I'll give you
like money.
how about $1,000 a load?
Okay. So what they do is they use this really cheap hose. Well, if the tractor sits outside, the hoses deteriorate so quickly that they just burst.
Well, he hasn't got to that stage. They just keep coming loose.
Oh, they're coming loose on the loader, I'm assuming.
All over the place. I think he's had fuel leaks as well.
Mm.
He's probably had over 5 leaks, plus the broken step.
That's why you buy John Deere. Even though they're all built next to each other. It's amazing the iron that comes out of Japan for being such a tiny little country.
I mean, it seems a decent little tractor. He's getting some use out of it. It seems to be quite a powerful tractor for its size. So he's picking up quite substantial tree logs, chucking them about.
Well, I have a friend who is very keen on maintenance. He loves maintenance. He loves doing maintenance because he's a freak. He also likes to use every bit of horsepower that he is given. And if it'll lift 2,500 pounds, he's gonna try to lift 2,500 pounds with it. And I found that a lot of that smaller stuff isn't quite built for the rating it has. Will it lift 2,500 pounds? Yes. If you can, but it's like once. If you continually are doing a job where you're maxing out that tractor, you typically don't have a big enough tractor, because a lot of the times guys that really use that equipment tend to wear it out way faster than it was designed to be worn out. There's kind of a lifespan built into these things, and a lot of them, some people are using them on an industrial basis, and they didn't buy an industrial tractor. There's also these Chinese tractor people that sell them under different names, but they're all basically, they're made in China. Everything's made in China.
Yeah, I think we all know.
And those ones are absolutely garbage, because
it depends on what you're doing with them. That's the thing.
Well, the Chinese tractors, they are just garbage, because anybody that's trying to actually use it as a tractor and not just pulling a wagon around with it seems to have trouble with them. And we got stuck as being one of the places I worked at. We got stuck as being one of the... They didn't have any dealerships. So when they needed... Because you order it out of a catalog, you know. It's like buying a Cabela's tractor. So they don't have a service shop associated with any of that. So they have to find a shop that works on tractors. Then they have...
That depends.
Yeah, so we ended up becoming like this authorized repair shop for this company. And they had like 5 tractors in the area. Well, this one poor guy bought it, and he bought all the attachments with it because he wanted to plow his garden, he wanted to mow his 1.5 acres of brushland, he wanted to do all his stuff, right? And the tractor's only about $3,000 cheaper than if you bought one from, you know, Kubota, John Deere, or New Holland. So, yeah, he saved $3,000, but his tractor, every time he used it, it had a major failure. I'm talking like the gears inside the wheels, you know, the front assist wheels broke. He had a collar inside the middle of the transmission brake. He then had engine issues. Like, we're not talking about leaks or easy fix stuff. I mean, this was major component failures. And then he tried to sell it, and he couldn't even sell it. Nobody would buy it.
No. We have hang chow forklift. And the guy that we bought it from, he services it. And it's 10 years old now, I think it is. And I got to admit, it was pennies to buy. Like, it was far cheaper than buying a Toyota or a Nissan forklift or any of the big names. But the thing is, we don't use a forklift a ton at our shop. Like, it's a convenience thing for us more than anything.
Well, you guys are moving pallets around most of the time, and you're not doing industrial.
No.
You're not working in a warehouse or anything. It's like,
oh,
I'll just grab this forklift and I'll grab this pallet and move it over here for you.
Yeah.
Lift something in the back of somebody's pickup.
Yeah. I mean, it gets used, it gets worked. But I will say the little thing did well for us.
Best forklift I ever had was like a 1940 Heister.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have a parking brake.
First
First time
forklift
I
we had
got
was a
on,
Heister.
first time I got on it, it was really little and it went really, really high, which made no sense because it had such a tiny little radius to it. It was so short, it was so little, and then it had a 2-speed transmission. So you could put it in high range and you could fly across the shop. It was so dangerous. But in the 40s, they didn't care. They were like, we're going to put a 2-speed gearbox in. That way you could get around the warehouse faster. But it was awesome. It was a little LP gas forklift, and it was short, tiny, had manual transmission, manual forward, manual reverse, and then you just left it in forward or reverse when you parked it because that's all you had. You know, didn't have an actual parking brake, which I can't believe. They just told you to put it in gear. And it
Doc,
lifted really high.
your little sewage shaft you have here for dumping water, does it work for you?
Yeah,
I put one down, it doesn't work.
you can't dump your water.
No.
I was gonna sell it because I got no reason to. I had no reason to have it anymore. I don't have the pasture, so I don't have to water them. You're gonna empty her out, huh?
I'll do a few more loads until we get into April. We're going.
Just waiting on you now.
Well, waiting on Scrump here too. I guess we could. I'm good to sleep. If you want to see if he responds.
Oh, is he too good to join chat? Maybe he's had too much to drink. He doesn't want us to hear him slur. Maybe he just passed out.
No, he said yes.
Or he joined and went to do something else. I don't understand. Sometimes with this map it takes forever to join. Other times, but you're in.
Yeah.
Alright, I gotta feed Doug. I'll be right back.
You-
Or take him out, I mean. I already fed him.
Yeah, I do like the idea of doing a little more realistic on the server with some of that stuff. The red tape one, that's what I was saying. I didn't know if you can.
Yeah, you can adjust it. You can have it just on grants and something else. Forget which. Oh, tax.
Yeah, tax, yeah.
So keep the tax on at 10% and put the grants in.
Yeah.
And see how it goes.
Because if you can't, like for example, same as Doc there. Doc had manure slurry building up in his farm. He gets penalized for that.
Yeah. It's saying my oilseed radish is withered already.
Yeah, it only takes 1 month to go, so you can cultivate it in now. That's the nice thing about it. You can plant it in March, plow it under in April and get the benefit of it, right?
Yep, sounds good to me. Oh Jesus, was that a big save for you guys?
No. I think it's just stuff
Shitty
loading
internet
in.
again.
I had a couple of glitches here too, and I just think it's just stuff loading in for the map catching up to when they sleep through the night to change the month. It takes a while for it to roll across the map to update everything. I wish there was something better you could do with the compost. Like have a mod that allows you to spread it on the fields as fertilizer out of a spreader or something, because you make lots, but it's worth nothing, and it's almost just fills up your spaces. Traffic must be off.
What's off?
Traffic. I haven't encountered a car yet.
Again? It was off the other day when I come on.
Did you just turn it on?
I did.
Okay, so the car just appeared in front of me, so yeah.
I might have to buy another tractor. I don't think I can keep up.
That's a good thing.
Yes, it's only a case magnum, it's a little bit too big. I mean, in the sales.
Must have been somebody painting or something. It's a glitch across the map that's straight from top to bottom. Like a line.
Oh, I had that on somewhere else. Kingley. Do you remember?
Yeah.
There was a line going through my farm. It's probably a new Giants thing they introduced with the last update.
You remind you of somebody landscaping and they went right from top to bottom. I followed it across the map here this week to see it just straight across the fields from the very bottom of the map to the very top of the map.
Look at Jamie cheating away.
Not a plow, it's a ripper.
Rippers take just as much horsepower. But then he's got the cheaty planter to go with it.
Giants can make the same thing.
No, it's a whole different animal. I looked at that one from Giants. That's an innovative piece of kit right there. That's a one planter does all. But that has different types of openers and seed units for different crops. The one you've got does not.
It does. You just can't see them.
Just by the plant in Iowa, quite a few times. They've got one of those planters they use as a clock. And then the bottom of it, the tractor that's pulling it is one half's green and one half's red. Alright, so I'm not getting grass cut out of it.
Evening scrum.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hello, Scum.
We're good.
You can't cut meadow grass on this map?
Yeah, I thought you could.
I was gonna cut my meadow. Guess I'm gonna have to come up with something else.
You can cut your meadow on this map.
Maybe it's not the growth stage or something. I don't know.
It's winter. You can't work your meadow in winter. Come on.
It's April.
Yeah, you'll have to wait till March. May.
Wait a minute. I can't cut grass?
Oh, it's April now. Or maybe you can now. But it's the same period as where you can cut grass.
No, you can't. You can't cut grass till May.
Oh. I got nothing to do.
I've probably got a seeding job you can do.
I've got a couple of potatoes to get me there.
Oh, I can supply and transport fish food? Kind of Marxist made this map, actually having you wait till May to mow hay, just like in real life.
How are we doing, gentlemen? We had a good week.
Yeah, sure. And you?
Busy, but good, yes.
Still alive, I guess, for now.
You'll notice on your land there, Scrump, by your second bale storage, you'll have a bunch of bales sitting out. I didn't realize you had 2 bale storage, so I spawned bales. He's like, oh, there's nothing there.
Ah, okay. So they spawned at the other one.
It's the
What
one
are
up
you,
in the
the-
field.
You the magic bale theory, Jamie? You just fly around spawning bales at everyone's triggers?
No, I went to put silage and it was cows. It was just the sheep where I just dropped 2 grass bales on top of the trigger.
Good make.
Well, that's a very non-cheaty cultivator you've got, though. That doesn't pull that, does it?
We'll find out.
That looks like a lot of cultivator for that tractor, but maybe, I don't know if you got it horsepower-wise set up. That's a T8, right? That's not the... That's the new one, not the old one. No, it is the old one.
Yeah, it's the one from the Highlands Fishing Pack.
Ooh.
We're going to try it and see. Pretty flat level ground.
It's 300 horse. Well, you got it set up to the maximum horsepower level, or no?
Yes.
Yeah, it should do it. I mean, it's not quite up to the horsepower of the fence in the new Magnums and stuff, but it should be at least 345. I think 235. I thought I was going to be able to cut grass. I was all ready.
Alright, I'm back.
Heck.
There's a updated version of Universal Auto Drive on GitHub if you're interested that seems to address a lot of multiplayer issues.
Don't think we're using auto drive, are we?
Not auto drive, Universal Auto Load.
Oh, auto load, sorry.
Yeah. I think I said auto drive though, didn't I?
Well,
Yes, you did.
that's what I heard, but
No, I'm pretty sure I said Universal Auto Drive. Auto Drive's had an update recently too. First one in forever. There was some good small American mods that come out though. I was pretty happy with. I don't know where I'll use them at, but I want to try them out. They don't use swathers in Europe, right?
I've never seen it in real life, so I don't really know.
Well,
Well, I know they do in some of the European countries, but in most of them, no.
Well, I don't understand how they would be able, because they're wider than 3 meters, so I don't see how they would be able to meet the regulations to be in the country.
There's plenty of countries that have more than enough space. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know that they have them in Israel.
They have them in Ukraine, and I think in Poland and Hungary as well.
Yeah, I would say that those countries probably can have them because they don't have the 3 meter restriction that basically from Italy west.
Well, we have a 3 meter restriction, but there's a lot of options to avoid that. You can ask for permission with certain vehicles to get a license to drive it on the road, even though it's wider than 3 meters. But you will need a separate license for that. You can't just take anything onto the road that's more than 3 meters wide.
When you say license, you mean like a permit or something?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because the swathers would be almost 4. Probably 3.8, I would say.
Well, they take stuff off the road that's over 5 meters wide,
Okay.
but you'll need a permit for that. As long as you have the permit, it's not a problem.
They do the same thing in Germany?
Yes. But in Germany, it's only allowed at nighttime or specific hours. If they take parts for example, wind turbines over the road, they'll need to do it nighttime.
We're not getting any more new wind turbines. They've put an end to the wind power in the US for now.
There is a new design of wind turbine that's a fraction of the size, and it produces more power.
Well, I mean, isn't that the evolution? Usually just about everything.
Yep.
You streaming,
Smaller,
Scrum?
smaller,
No, I'm
better.
not, Jimmy. I'm watching you.
Oh, I can't plant that. I don't have a cheaty, planter that plants everything, so I have to go buy myself an actual planter.
I was a little late and I can't stay too long tonight, so I thought I'll leave it up to you tonight.
How did bowling go?
Yeah, that went good. I didn't bowl in 3 years' time. And I was a bit rusty, I'll dare say that. Because I started off pretty bad. But my last 8 throws, or turns, I had 6 pairs and 2 strikes. So that was right.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I started off really rough though.
If I can break 100 points, I'm happy.
I was on 93 points, I think, in 8 turns. And the first 10 I did not do that well. The first 10 I was on 87 or something like that. And the second time, the second 10 turns I went over 100. Yeah, it went alright. The fun thing is, I never really do any bowling apart from with colleagues when we go out for dinner and bowling. And it's probably 2 years ago we did the same thing, go out for dinner and then bowl afterwards. And they said, you will win again, because last time I won as well. And I said, well, I don't think so, and I'm always a bit rusty. And everyone started off really well, and I started off really bad. So after I think 4 or 5 turns, I was only at half the points, the rest was. But in the end, I beat him. So, all good.
We got 2 mods that are flipped in here.
What's that?
We got 2 mods that are conflicting with one's hired purchase and something else that wants to be like hired purchase.
Yeah, that's financing mod or what I think. Yeah.
Alright, there we go. There, I bought an actual planter. Only plants, planter crops.
Good for you.
I don't want to be accused of cheating.
CBF.
Oh, you hit a poor mentor, Jeremy. I'm sorry.
I was trained well.
Trained well in laziness.
What fields did you plant your corn and then did you get so much to fill your 2 silage bunkers up, Doc, last time? You remember?
I did 69 and 70, I think. I had 2 fields. I'm pretty sure it was 69 and 70. Because I ran 70 filled up the one. I filled up the one and I took all the rest to the other field.
Let's see.
'69's roughly 8.5 acres, and 70 is 7. So about 15 acres I did. So this year I'm planting.
70 is only 2.9 hectares. That's your farmland that's got your farm on it too.
No, because it says right here, it says 11, the size is 11.89 acres, about 69, 70.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's 13.72 acres, and then the field is 7.33 acres.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm planning on doing, how big is this one? 3.5. 24. So I'm going to do about 27 acres of corn this year.
I'm going to change my units.
Wonko mode!
What do you need a Wonka strength for?
When don't you need Wonko strength?
Don't know what you mean.
Of course he doesn't know what you mean. It's like Oops getting the name Oops because he kept running into everything. I think we need another Norwegian to join the group.
Another crazy person.
He wasn't crazy, he was just...
Yeah, he was.
he was a madman.
Norwegian? Which one you talking about?
Oops, farmer. Probably don't know him.
Okay.
Nah, before his time.
Yeah.
No, I thought maybe you meant Ice since he's from Norway as well, but he's from nowadays Sweden and all over.
Nah, Ice is just grumpy.
Is he from Norway or is he from Iceland?
Who, Ice?
Well, he is from Iceland, but then he moved to Sweden and now he lives in Norway.
Yeah.
So he's nomadic.
I guess it's in the heritage, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe that explains it, because I'm Scandinavian also.
Yeah, Scrump, we're not we're not jumping maps just yet, but I said to Doc earlier, Walko's looking down the road here, I think, at one. I was laughing whenever I put that post in, to see the eyes coming back. It's like, I knew you'd be looking at that as soon as it came out from Mod Hub.
Yeah. I seen you debating it in the Discord. It was like,
No,
what's going on here?
We got to go through harvest season on here. I think the chat was, we talked in the stream on Friday night, was Walker said he'd like to be a little more in the realistic, so he did slip one mod in there he didn't think I'd see.
Oh no, I knew you'd see it, but you know.
Not that quick though, maybe. Realistic prices for wood takes the high value of wood off it. But same as on here, we don't really do lumber on here.
I haven't done wood for a while.
I'm doing it on the Kinlake map.
I didn't find it all that lucrative on that map.
I've been chipping it.
Just thought I'd try and reduce the temptation.
What we were talking about with it though is, when we're chatting back and forth, is the farms on this map are fairly plain, but they're completely customizable. One thing would be is just before we start the map is delete all the farm buildings and then set people's money or whatever that you could start and literally build out your farm from scratch.
Sounds good to me. Then at least you can take kind of profit from this map to the other one. Something to start with.
Well, I've cleared all the farm spaces. I've left the farmhouses on there. I've reduced the mob folder down that comes with the map down to 2 mods, I think. Just so that the vehicle shop area doesn't get destroyed. I was thinking, two of the British shed packs, and then whatever animal pens you guys want.
So what I did is I went through the mods and I marked ones that I'd like to have on there, and something to walk on. If you guys want to do the same, like obviously the fenceless pastures, I think for sheep pastures and that, I like that. A couple of buildings and that kind of stuff that I marked. Obvious stuff like easy devs.
Well, I've got all the gameplay mods in the list, unless I missed any. So easy devs in there. Most of Andy's mods are in there, apart from the riding camera one, because I thought nobody actually is using horses.
Yes.
But if I want to use horses?
You still use it, you just don't have first person riding.
Ah!
Suck it up, Buttercup.
gonna mess with my autism.
That should appeal to your autism.
Won't you tell me what should appeal to my autism? I should know my autism better than anyone else. That I don't have.
But it's lacking on sell points, Grump, is what the big damn thing that I had.
So we need a couple Brummies sell points on there.
Yeah.
Brummies wholesale markets.
Yeah, do that. Maybe make a couple of yards that you could put the edible triggers down.
I haven't had a look yet. I'll have a look sometime during the week.
That picture that was on there that showed, that's all the sell points. Like they're just a conglomerate, and one of them is inside a barn that you're not going with anything except a small trailer. You're not getting in there with a tractor trailer for sure.
Yeah.
I kind of like it being little sell points now. I used to like lots of them, but what if instead of putting Brummies down, what if you made an industrial area and just put like 2 or 3 production sell points, like just the in-game ones?
Well, you can do that too. I just like using Brummies because it's Brummies.
Brummies not here.
Andy's not here either, but we still use Andy's stuff, right? So.
Yeah.
Well, both Andy and Brummies mods are good.
Yeah.
I just don't like a sell everything mod. I think, well, I just don't like sell everythings anyway. I think that's the thing I don't like. I like you to pick a category, you know. Are you taking dairy? Are you taking ingredients for a mill? I like that better.
Yeah.
It's like,
We're just going to edit this map. I don't want to spend hours messing about with it. I don't have the time.
well, what if we don't add any sell points and then you have to put your own?
Well, I've already cleared the farms. I've cleared 2 spaces for Brummies South. There's a couple of small ones that can go on without any major drama.
What about your map? Wanna go?
Well, hopefully in the not too distant future I'll be able to get back onto it.
Yeah, his communist rallies good.
Yeah, but it sounds like he had time to change the map. He could have worked on his map at the same time, maybe, possibly?
Well,
Could have.
could have. But I didn't. I did open it up in GE to make sure it's working with the new GE, which it is, so that's good.
Yeah, that saves you a bit of time.
If I remember rightly, I've got something like 4 farms still to build, general decorations still to do, and even then we're only using about 80% of the 4x area. Because the northern half of the map, well, it's not the northern half, the northern quarter of the map is cut by a river.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no bridge, so
There's no bridge.
no bridge.
You can't integrate the pond from Riverbend Springs? No, it's not 2 years yet, is it? The ferry, I mean.
Oh,
I
the
think you call it a
ferry.
ferry.
Yeah.
We call it a pond, but I think you guys call it a ferry.
I wouldn't know where to start. Plus, it's not a big river at that point. It's the River Thames. And we're not that far from the source.
Yeah, okay, so it's not that wide yet. Where
No.
where it starts. Yeah. But because you said it's not a big river, and you said it's the Thames, and I was like, huh? That's one of the biggest rivers, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's we're only about, I think, 10-15 miles from the source of the Thames.
Yeah, right. So it's just a stream then. Well, a bit more than that, but
Oh, it's still navigable by boats, but it's just not overly wide. I mean, that ferry would probably almost bridge it straight away in one go.
yeah.
I mean, you could put a low spot and go through it.
I could, but then I'd have to do some more hedges, fields and roads.
Okay, now we know what is the reason for
CBF!
nothing to the top cover of the map.
Actually, the roads
You
are
could
in.
make it. Yeah, you could make it forest area as well, since no one wants to do that anymore if you reduce the value anyway.
There's some roads over there and some buildings scattered about. And I have done the fields as well, so that it's it looks right.
Yeah. Mulching your grass there, Jim?
What's that, sorry?
Are you mulching your grass?
No, that's a shallow cultivator.
Oh, it's okay, yeah, okay.
Does that one go deep or shallow, or just shallow?
Don't know if it does both.
I don't know why Giants decided to make two different ones, because they don't do any difference.
It's fancy though.
I just wish they had a purpose.
Yeah, I know.
So in North America, a shallow cultivator is a cultivator. In a deep cultivator is a chisel plow. So, like two different tools. We do like that horse thing over here because it works as a primary tillage tool.
Yes. It does. Proper piece of Danish equipment.
It's horse, it's German.
No, it's Danish. Okay, it is, yeah, you're right. Of course, it's German, but it's produced in Denmark. Mainly.
Oh, that's what it's built.
Yeah.
It's built by the.
It is a German, Horse is a German company, but a lot of their equipment has been built in Denmark.
I mean, because otherwise we get called John Deere German because, you know, the 6,000 tractors are made in Germany.
I think the biggest in Germany is probably still Fendt though, manufacturer.
Fendt is the only, well, somewhere between Fendt and Deutz, right?
Yeah, Deutsch is pretty big too, but I think Fendt is quite a bit bigger. But
AGCO.
Fendt's been built worldwide.
Well,
Deutsch is not. Well, it is, but less.
well, worldwide is not all real Fendt. Because the Germans have finally allowed AGCO to take the reins of the Fendt branding, which is probably a bad idea. Because the sprayers and everything and the track machines are all built here in the U.S. And they really don't have any Fendt engineering in them. The Massey tractors, the majority of them are Fendts anyway. They're just a cheaper version of it. That's the only reason that AGCO's still a equipment manufacturer. They still can't figure out how to sell anything but tractors over here. Their forage harvester did so poorly in the U.S. that they discontinued bringing it over.
The Fendt forage harvester, you mean?
The Katana, you know.
That didn't do really well over here. Well, it did alright, but the service costs and the initial costs of the Fendt is just so much higher than, for example, New Holland. And for the difference in price or value, however you want to say it, it's not doing any better.
And you can't say that they're made somewhere else because every forage harvester in the world is made in Germany.
Most of them, yes.
All of them. Except for maybe a Roche one.
I know John Deere, New Holland, and Claas is.
In Krone.
Yes, Krone as well.
Or do you guys call it Kronia?
We call it Krone.
Kona?
Krone.
Yeah, I heard somebody say that once. I think it was one of the Kloss German engineers.
But they would call it the same way, yes.
Konia.
They would call it Krone as well.
Kona. Kloss is the only one that makes a good forage harvester, in my opinion.
Yes, Claas is really good in the harvesters. But I do the latest New Hollands, the newer New Hollands, they are pretty good as well, especially if you look at value for money.
The problem I've always had with New Holland is reliability. They always seem to have they have good designs, they have good ideas, but they're like Krone. Krone they use inferior materials, which I don't really understand coming out of Germany, but they do. They build the machines way more, they're heavier, And that does not come over to being stronger. They look bigger, they look beefier, they look heavier, but they don't last as long. Their metals cloth makes its own metal, so they use far superior steel to anything else. But even John Deere New Hollands don't crack and break like a Cronin does.
Yeah, Chrome had quite a bit of issues on that. Which is a pity, because it used to be one of the better ones when it comes to quality. But the last 10 years they had a couple things going pretty wrong for them. Also, Krona used to be the main go-to guy over here if you were talking windrowers, but last 10 years we seem to have more and more issues with them.
We had that 3-rotor that's in the game here, that 3-rotor rake.
Yes.
We were breaking the frames in half.
Yeah, but that's not normal for a Krona, you know?
No, and what they figured out was it was from going down the road. Because when they went down the road, there's so much distance on that framework, and it would flex so much going down the road. Actually, because one of the farmers was following his hired man, driving down the road with the rake, and he took a video of it, and you could watch the frame flex. And that, it would flex so much, and that was the reason it would break.
Yeah. Well, the smaller Krona rakes, the one with the 2 wheels and put the windrow in the center, they are still, quality-wise, some of the best rakes you can get. But that's already an older model, you know? It still works great.
I rebuilt a single rotor rake because it bent the center shaft, which I don't even know how it's possible, because Kuhn has been making these things forever, these single rotary rakes. That's all you used to see out here with Kuhn. If you want a single rotor rake, it was Kuhn. That's what everybody used to buy. And never had any trouble. The Kuhns, you fix them because people hit things with them. Mostly trees, which I don't understand. I don't understand why you're raking hay so close if you're running into a tree, but, you know. But I don't know what would happen, but they've had multiple thrown single rotor rakes that fall in a woodchuck hole or something, and they bend the center shaft, and then, you know, it's tilted. And there's nothing you can do about it, and to change the center shaft costs just as much as it does to buy a whole new rake.
Yeah. They're better off buying a new one if that happens.
Oh no, I had to change center shaft because that's what they wanted. They were going to change the warranty part, and what, you pay all the labor for it too. I got yelled at for torching the cam off of it, but I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. I heated the thing until it was cherry hot and I couldn't get it off. It seized through the shaft. I think that was kind of the reason that they probably heat shrunk it to the shaft so it doesn't move.
Yeah.
Alright, why did you not put very much fertilizer on there? Why does my corn need rolling?
Yeah.
Well, Giants fixed that.
That was another mod. Wonko, did you want to put the no need to roll or the one that you had?
We'll change it to the no need to roll.
Because the one that you had to activate it on planters.
No need to roll sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah.
Now, is no
mean-
need. Which one is that? Is that the one that all the planters roll? Or is that the one that's got the thing in the menu that you turn it on and off?
No, that's the one that all the planters roll. It's a setting. It's a setting in. It's a setting in the game menu, not in the escape, and not in the F1 menu. The other one is a setting in the F1 menu where you do Control C to enable rolling or not.
Try and switch then, because if you got the option to turn it on and off, surely that's got to be better. It's up to the farmer then what he wants to do.
Well, the no need to roll doesn't let you roll at all. Like, you don't have to roll. Planters, seeders, anything, it doesn't have to roll. You can still roll if you want. It'll show roll in the field, but it doesn't negate the bonus. Where the other one that you had in there turns it off. It's more designed for to shut your planter roll off. It would just work on planters. It wouldn't work on everything. It doesn't work on seeders.
Yeah, we want the one that's got the toggle in the menu, the escape menu.
Yeah, that's the no need to roll. The other one is in the F1 menu where you load a planter. It gives you the option of the planter to let the planter roll as it works.
Yeah, because the one of them, it changes so that every seeder and planter has a rolling texture behind it, and it ruins the vegetable planters, like the hilling of the vegetables, which I don't think you have to do with precision farming anyway, though, do you?
I don't think so.
That's an oversight. They need to fix that. Because when you go and bed up the vegetable planters, it gives you a fertilizer stage, if I'm correct.
Do you know what would be cool? If you put your hazard lights on, or your warning lights on, your tractor when you're towing something like that, the traffic all stops or pulls over slightly.
Would be handy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be beautiful.
You know, like, I mean, it's not very realistic though, Marco, because if you look at average drivers, they can't see flashy lights. They don't know what it means.
That's very true.
They can see them, Doc. That's not the problem. They just don't know what to do with it.
They don't see red lights or they don't hear sirens, and I'm behind them with the fire truck, so.
I don't know what you get out of using those sirens all the time, those flashy lights. What is this thing? There's some weird mods on here.
Which one's that?
It's a 60 under the auger wagon. It's all the way at the bottom. It's some weird little auger wagon.
Auger wagon, which one's?
All the way at the bottom.
Oh, that came. That's one that would probably be able to go. That came from our server, I think. When you once upon a time, it was like used for as a seed tender before there's any seed tenders made. You could come to the field with seeds.
I think so, yes. It's that little digital one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the blue one with the grey bins.
Where are the seed tenders? I was looking for them.
So what do you think, Doc? 138, 137 when I got planted in corn, is that going to fill 2 bunkers?
Oh, should be able to.
I'm going to plant 2 more fields of corn just to...
You know, always combine it if you get tired of doing it.
That's my plan.
That's what I like about corn. Double purpose. Seed tanks. What are any seed tanks? You're telling me we don't have any seed tenders other than that big tractor trailer one? Thanks, Giants. Well, I guess it's pallets. I don't have pallet money though. You're still hauling manure?
Going back at her again. Just finished planting my field there, so it's rolling with the course play. couple of loads from the farm too. I haven't even put any silage through the production yet, so.
I don't think on this version do you get different, because you used to get different amounts of production per fill type, but I don't think on this version it's the same. I think it just takes more manure to get the same amount of output, right?
Yeah. I don't think so.
So if you put silage in there, you just get better fermentation.
Yes.
You don't need as much silage to do as you need a lot of manure, but you don't need very much silage.
No. So when you look at the so the bunker manure, 400 manure is 400 manure, like it's 1 for 1, and it's 480 per month. But it's double for silage. It produces 840 per month. So it produces faster. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Because you're just producing something to stick into your actual. Well, maybe you can just give me methane. Then I can go buy my little New Holland tank.
No, because then I have to buy a tank to put methane down with.
So I'd have to put my own methane tank down. I don't know, you can't halt methane in anything, can you?
No.
Kind of like every rendition, they bring out that anhydrous pack of stuff, but they never give you any realistic anhydrous stuff to use anyway. It's like, oh, you can put it in a sprayer. No, you can't. Everyone would die.
In 22 there was a really good mod pack by, I forgot its name, but it had pretty much everything in it for a good working biogas plant, but it also had transport tanks for methane and everything pretty much biogas related. You could make your own biodiesel and pretty much. That was a really nice pack.
Yeah, that would be. That's kind of a complete.
Uh-oh. Wonko mode enabled. What'd you do, Scrum?
Yeah, driving and talking at the same time, and flipped everything.
You gotta get better at trying to get it back on its wheels without Wonko mode, so we don't make fun of you.
I tried that, but I couldn't, Doc.
Sorry
But
about
I definitely needed one come out to get this sorted.
I mean, we expect that from the guys that have the best pings. Hard to control the tractors.
I may have one of the best pings, but I also have one of the shittiest internets.
Well, that's what you get for being a fascist.
Oh Jesus, I can't be a fascist and a communist.
Yes, you can. You can be both. They're working together at the moment. They just don't know that there's a difference. That's all right. In a couple of years, you'll be, speaking Arabic, and you'll have to take breaks to go pray to Allah and all that. It's fine.
Yeah, don't think so.
That was nice knowing you then.
I was thinking I'd come and see you.
Oh, well, we would love to have you. But it'd be really hard for you to get a green card,
I know. It'd be too old.
Yeah, you already speak the language. I mean, you'd have some skills that might be useful in the country. I mean, why would we want that?
Well, yes, you need doctors and engineers more than you need people who can actually do stuff.
Well, I mean, you're what, electrician?
Yep.
Yeah, we don't have any of those either. Now, do you do plumbing?
I can do plumbing, but I'm not qualified in any way, shape or form.
That's okay. We don't ask for qualifications.
Then the answer is no. You can't do plumbing.
When it comes to electricians, plumbers, general contractors, it's kind of like, unless you're building a new residence, pretty much nobody cares about inspections because it doesn't really happen.
Well,
Yeah, you wouldn't know what to do because really, if you were going to go and somebody's putting a renovation in a new kitchen, something like that, they want all new wiring put into it. You just go put the wiring in, and you don't really have, nobody ever really inspects it because it's not a new build. So that's how you end up with all of these houses with very, very shady wiring in them, and plumbing and everything else, because these people come in here and they just do the work for the people, get paid, and don't really ever follow the standards because they don't really know what they're doing anyway.
we have a similar problem here in that we have a lot of bureaucracy that, so say, keeps people safe. But basically, people don't want to pay the money. And there's always somebody who's willing to do it. No questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
No certificate signed. Very bad work. Very dangerous work quite often.
You just give him cash and he doesn't ring a bell.
Exactly.
You don't even have to give them cash over here. They can do legitimate work. The thing is that if it's on the outside of the house, you usually need a permit of some sort, an approval and inspection. But like when my parents got the pool put in, these guys just put pools together. They don't do all the Jamie, you okay there?
I took a page in Shrump's book. Don't look to one side and then look back, especially when you're turning.
That's what I did.
They no, but I mean they came in there and they dug the trench from the house. They hooked up a breaker. They ran the electric out there to where the pool pump and everything was, and that guy was not an electrician, and nobody inspected it. They just put the pool in. We'll just run your electric line. We don't know. Nobody knows if it's up to code or anything because you don't care. They did it all. Same with, we put a standby generator in my grandmother's house. Nobody inspected that. The generator people came in there, hooked the generator up, said, "You're good to go." But they did buy it from a reputable generator, one of the best generator companies. So it was an upstanding outfit that did it, and they all are licensed electricians. But still, I mean, you can just tell. I mean, the majority of people aren't going to ask to see your certificate, and even if you printed one offline, the AI generated, who's to know it's even legitimate anyway?
Well, over here, for any work that involves consumer unit, new circuits, in a domestic situation, has to do a certificate and then notify local building control. It's called a Part P. But most people have no understanding of it whatsoever. And it doesn't apply to industrial or commercial work, only housing.
Yeah, but you guys love taxes and regulation.
We do to a certain level.
I mean, it's like a staple over there in Britain. How can we make more regulation?
Yeah, it's not great.
Now, see, I live in a place with like virtually no regulation, apart from what the federal government has. But the state basically just doesn't have a whole lot of its own regulation. I mean, apparently they don't even send registration stickers for your car anymore. You get one when you register it the first time, and that's it. They can't be bothered to send other ones out. They don't see any need for it because they scan your plates, or they put, they can track your plates instantly. So they don't see any real reason to send out another sticker. Which just becomes another violation, right? Oh, your car's registered, but you don't have the stupid sticker in your windshield. So we don't bother with it. I don't know, it's just so different to live in a place that doesn't really, can't be, I mean, we got rid of the emission standard too. When I lived here before, every 2 years you had to get an emission test. They got rid of it. There's no more emission testing, there's no vehicle inspections, there's no nothing. Drive it till it breaks, leave it on the side of the road, and the cops will tow it if you leave it there for more than 3 days.
Yeah, but I bet life still goes on.
I don't know. We got one of the lowest crime rates, and we let everybody have a gun, no questions asked. You don't need a permit or nothing, just go buy what you want. There's no limits on anything.
Sounds lowest, good to me.
One of the lowest crime rates in the country. Oh, you want to go buy a gun? You just go buy a gun. You want to buy ammo? How much you want? What do you want? You can buy pallets of it. Nobody cares.
Oh, I'm sure the FBI would be concerned if you started buying pallets of.
They won't. You know why?
Nobody knows?
Because they don't report it. This state believes we have a second amendment, and we plan to use it. However, if you are not allowed to have a gun because of, you've committed violent crimes or whatever, things like that, you'll never get one in this state, legally.
Nah, but if it's that easy to get it, someone like that will always get it anyway.
But then I suppose the flip side is they're less likely to actually use it. Because they know they'll end up dead anyway, because half the population's carrying it.
No, not half, like 85, 90%.
So there is a kind of logic there.
Yeah, it's the nuclear weapon analogy, right? None of our countries want to use nuclear weapons. Nobody wants to use nuclear weapons, right? Except aside from Iran and North Korea. And even North Korea, I think, is smart enough not to do it. But why do we all have them? Because if we don't have them, we can't fight back. We can't respond to a threat if we don't have them. If everybody is on the same playing field, it is. But all the mass shootings are usually in places that don't allow weapons. That's where they happen. Why? Because criminals don't want competition. I mean, you're not walking into a gun show and opening up fire, because everybody around there is surrounded by weapons. Where's it happening? Concerts, a lot of schools, public offices, places that you're not allowed to have any weapons. That's why we have such a low crime rate. People don't get murdered here very often. You go to places like New York, Chicago, DC, they got murders all the time. Why they got murders? Because they make it impossible for anybody to buy a gun or carry it. And the bad guys will always be bad guys. They'll always, if you want to commit crime, you're always going to, commit crime. The honest, law-abiding citizens are always the ones that get screwed on it.
Yep. Seen that here all the bloody time.
Well, they make all these laws for the, what? Quarter
To
of
protect the children. That's what they always say to us. Oh, it'll help protect the children.
Well, what is it, like 0.25% of the population that's actually bad and heathen? I mean, that's who you're trying to stop.
Is it even that much?
No, because I think it's like less than, what were they saying? Because they cleaned up Chicago, they cleaned up DC, they cleaned up Memphis, because they sent the federal government in with the National Guard, and they just went out there and went after all the criminals and started rounding up criminals.
Oh, my internet's being an absolute shit.
And it's like 5% of the population commits like 80% of the crime, 90% of the crime. So you start taking these people off the streets, crime goes down. It's not rocket science. Because a lot of these people in a lot of these states, they got rid of this bail. They call it cashless bail. So you don't have to pay any money to get let out on bail. So they get arrested, let themselves out, promising to come back to the trial date, and commit more crimes.
Well, who would have thought that would happen?
I know. Criminals getting out of jail, committing more crimes. Huh. I'm just so sick of this. Oh, we just gotta reform them. Okay, Mom.
Yeah, but they don't. They just lock them up and then let them back out again. Nothing happens inside to adjust the thinking.
They don't sit there in jail thinking about, oh man, I gotta change my life. I don't want to go to jail again. They don't care. They're just mad they got caught. They don't think that what they did was wrong.
Well, some do, but most don't. That's for sure.
Well, see, the thing is, certainly in this country, nothing happens inside. You get put inside. You're banged up for 23 hours out of 20 in your cell, and that's it. There's absolutely sod all re-education or any kind of rehabilitation. It's just punishment. And I think everybody's proved time and time again that only works to a certain point and then it stops working.
It only works for certain people, right?
Yeah.
So there's people that go out there and will take the drinking and driving thing because it doesn't matter who you are. You can get, you can make you can make one bad decision one time, get a drink and driving ticket, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go there and you go to your hearing and it costs you a whole bunch of money. You have to go through classes, you have to go on probation, and you have to follow all these steps. And the average normal person, that this was like a one-time thing, like this is something that never happens to them. They're like terrified for the rest of their life, and the system works, right? Okay, you paid your fine, you did your classes, you got your license back, everything's good. But the majority of these people are raging alcoholics that don't really care. And they don't really see it as, well, I was fine to drive, it's just that, they caught me. Well, you're not sorry that you did it. You don't think that it was a bad choice. You're just upset that they caught you. And see, that's the problem. You can't rehabilitate someone that doesn't see that their actions were a problem. That's why I don't think it's like I know one guy, been to jail multiple times for DWIs. Has it fixed him? No. He's made a career out of drinking and driving. He's not about to stop. He just, he just looks at it like, I guess I gotta do my time. But, you spend 6-8 months in jail and it doesn't bring up any type of new revelations that maybe we should be smarter. Maybe we should get somebody to take us to the bar and drop us off at home at night. Doesn't fix it because we don't think we did anything wrong.
Yeah, so there's what do they call them? LSD type drugs, I forget what they're called. That's the one, yeah. So psilocybin, there's 2 or 3 others, and they're all very, very good at curing people of their addictions. There's one in particular that's not 100%, but it's like 95%. And the only place you can get it at the moment is in Mexico, and they use it for PTSD as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not something that every single person can do because it's quite dangerous. You have to have this take this hallucinogenic drug in a controlled environment with heart specialists on standby. So it's not to be taken willy-nilly. But
just like that
it
thing
fixes people. It fixes suicidal problems. It fixes PTSD, addictions. You got to ask yourself, why is it that it's not widely available for everybody all around the developed world?
Well, I keep seeing this from time to time come up in the news cycle. And I keep wondering if this isn't like, you used to see it with marijuana all the time, right? That, oh, well, we use marijuana for glaucoma, and we use it for cancer patients, and we use it for this. And like you keep seeing these stories trying to get medical marijuana legalized. And I'm wondering if this is just these same people have just run out of, I'm not saying that there isn't cases where it has worked, but I'm just wondering if it just hasn't reached that point where, is it really truly scientific research, or are we getting a few select cases that we're writing stories about? Because I haven't seen any real hard evidence on it yet.
On the marijuana, there's really good numbers over here. I've even got 2 friends of mine which both have HD when you're very busy.
ADHD.
Yep. And they take marijuana to calm themselves, and for them it's better than any other pill, basically. So, and I'm not saying it works for everyone, but it definitely does work for certain people.
What's that other thing where you go see the shaman? Was it down in South America?
Ah, that's just for your, I don't know.
No,
Enjoyment.
it's like a, I don't know what it
Well, it's going to be a similar thing, isn't it?
it's another thing where you go and you do this ritual with a shaman, which apparently is because all these Americans are going down there and doing it now, which is very kind of upsetting the local people because it's a bunch of people, a bunch of these shamans have decided to make it a tourist trap, and what it's supposed to be is the shaman takes the hallucinogenic and then he sees the visions, kind of like our Native Americans have a lot of those kinds of similar rituals and traditions with peyote and other things, where the seer sees these visions and then interprets it for the rest of the tribe. But apparently now they bring the people in and then they have a shaman watch over them while they're going on this experience, and then I don't know, a lot of people say it cleanses, but I don't know. The human brain will change. Like if you tell people they're having a life-changing experience, you can give people an experience and then they'll think it's life-changing because you told them it was. The human brain works like that.
Suggestive.
A police placebo effect.
Yeah, the placebo effect, exactly, yeah.
Well, in the case of the hallucinogenic drugs for the PTSD and so forth, that's if you've got a guy that goes down, has a treatment, and never has any serious relapses, then you've got to say that's done the job.
Yes.
And by all accounts, it's a very, very unpleasant experience. It's not going on a happy trip, it's a deeply unpleasant experience.
Which just sounds exactly the same as this other thing. Maybe it's the same drug. It's a very, they give you a puke bucket, when you walk in kind of thing. Which, I'm sorry, I'm not going on any type of trip where they give you a puke bucket when you show up. That's not a welcoming gift that I really want.
I've been in a few of those trips.
What, in Indians?
No, Captain Morgan.
Oh, that kind. I was wondering if you're riding back from a fire call or something. Yes, I would like to customize for $0. Jimmy, I need money. Can you send me some?
But I got 2 loads I got to pay you for. I can give you $2,000. I'm going back for more at some point.
That's all right. You can wait. I'm gonna have to borrow some money here for a minute. What? Oh, I bought that planner. That's why I got no money. I was like, wait a minute. I should have money. No, I bought something. So I don't know, Wonko. It seems promising when you read about it, but the counterpoint of, well, if it works, then why aren't we all doing it? Which leads me to believe that maybe it doesn't work as good as we think as they say it does in the articles. Or maybe you're only hearing about the positive responses to it, and there's more. Maybe it doesn't help as many people as it, something like that.
Well, yeah, it could well be, or it could be that big companies can't make money out of it.
Well,
if you've got a guy on a lifetime supply of drugs to help combat PTSD, and one course of treatment over a couple of weeks does the job, then the big pharma's not going to be happy about that.
Well, there's a lot of that goes on. Like, they're pretty sure we can cure a lot of the HIV and stuff like that, but there's no money in cures. There's money in treatments.
Yeah. That's exactly why a large portion of your fellow countrymen are permanently ill, overweight and unwell.
No, it's because we eat garbage.
Yes, and they know that the food they're giving you is killing you, and they know that pharma is giving you treatments that aren't curing you, and quite often are killing you. They know all this. They know diabetes can be cured by changing your diet. But they don't tell people that.
Still watching Scrum?
Yes, I see it.
Your cheaty combine?
What do you mean cheaty combine? Nice combine.
I'm just kidding.
It's a nice combine. So we have to stay here for a while. It is the same as you got, yes. Same as Wonko's do. But we have to stay in this map for a while. I pay all this stuff back, see?
Yeah, I still think we should wait till Wonko gets it map made and fixed and ready.
Yes.
Well, realistically, that's going to be at least another 6
5
months.
years?
Yeah.
That's what you said 9 months ago, Wonko.
Yes, but I haven't had time to work on it since, October, November time?
I know. I'm messing with you.
Yeah.
I know there's going to come a point we're going to move. I understand that. There's... Doc and I were looking the other day. He was busting my arse about the land. Like I have... He says that I'm buying up all the map. But I don't know. I said... Scrump's not too far behind me down there.
Yeah, but there's so much land on this map that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's not like some of these games we've run on where it's kind of like, oh, we're pretty pigeoned in here where we're at.
Well, that's like Kin Lake.
That's a good thing about the 4-by map.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Kin Lake, you can't really get too much bigger on there because there's 3 farms and 3 corners, and that's where you're going to be. Oh, come on.
4 farms.
Why, who else joined?
Gizmo.
Oh, did he?
Yep. Gizmo bought the other cow farm down in the center of the map, down below me. So him and I talked. I said, I'm going towards town, so I took fields across and up. Oh, yeah. Hey, Pot. Caught on the kettle black there. Wampa strength enabled, huh?
I've had an incident.
I think everybody's had an incident now.
I mean, rubber banding, that's the proper term for it. I don't really know why all of a sudden they started having this issue. It's been good. I've been good on it. I don't know why all of a sudden
Well, I fixed a little part of my frames per second issue I've been having.
Oh, what was it?
Well, I still don't understand it, but I turned up my graphics settings from normal to ultra to extremely high. And now it's running smoother, and I'm running 10 frames per second higher than I was in the low settings, and I still don't get it. But the graphics card is working for it now. It's now working on 90%. So it's finally triggered to do something, kind of. Yes, I read an article about it on, I think it was Reddit, and it said if you had that problem on FarmSim, you bump up the quality settings and it should help you. And I was like, yeah, right. I'm running low frames per second. You want me to bump up my quality? Then I'm gonna go end up even lower. But it's not perfect yet. But I went from 22 frames per second to 33, 35. So it helped.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm about due for a rebuild anyway. I'm gonna see what happens. I mean, whatever my next job is, I may end up just buying a laptop instead.
Well, I'm telling you, you can buy yourself a good laptop and be decent. Because that's all I'm running. This laptop's near 5 years old now. And I'm streaming, running FarmSim on it, and on Discord, and I'm happy.
Yeah, because the laptop I've got is not capable of running this thing really. It'll do it. I'm sure if I loaded it, it would do it, but it really is a kind of a budget-free laptop. It wasn't really made to play FarmSim.
Mine was $1,500 when I bought it. So
Yeah, I think mine was like $700.
yeah, it's got a separate graphics card on it, and if I was to do it again, I'd probably do a laptop again, because where I sit in the chair in the living room and play, or then I use the laptop for fire hauling, for work, for doing stuff as well. Hey, Bouncy Bear, how are you?
Well, it's definitely easier to carry a laptop with. I just prefer a tower over a laptop.
Yeah.
I just sit in my office. You know, that's just, I don't use.
I mean, I've got a laptop on the side which I use for work, volleyball, and other things. But that's just a simple Chromebook. It's nothing special.
Yeah, I don't. I bought the laptop so I'd have something to do while I was out trucking, but I don't really have enough time to use it anyway on the road, so I'm just home so much. If I'm out for the night, usually I'm basically just taking a nap and that's it. I'm not. Some of these people end up getting stuck there for days. But I don't go that far.
Yeah. If I wasn't using it like I am, if I had a desk, yeah, I'd probably do a tower. Because it keeps it cooler. Like, I've got rubber feet that I've glued to the bottom of this to bring it up an extra 1/4 inch for airflow and
Yeah.
things like that, to try to make it perform less stressful.
My dad's got this like TV tray that he puts on his lap.
Well, that's what I got. I got a lap desk that I sit on my lap with my mouse pad and my stuff sits on it type thing, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, he's got that same thing he puts on there, and then he just sits in his chair, watches TV, and does whatever he does on the internet. But see, I already got the tower and everything, power supply that we don't really need to update that. I got all the memory that I could just still use. So I would prefer to just update my laptop, but we'll see what the next job. Ideally, I think really what I need to do is just go regional and then be home weekends.
Farm 12 Bouncy Bear is actually nobody, so these are cow pens that are owned by the shop. We have a truck that we have as a group to use to transport their there goes Walko into it now. Just flashed into it. Transport animals to the farms instead of us each buying our own. And to make that work, you had to have barns down for the sheep, for the pigs, for the cows to be able to load them in. So it's kind of like a sell point shop one that we have.
Fighters that watch us.
Sorry?
I'm more concerned about 1K flashing by.
You just, when I was looking at the map, you could see you jumping into the truck and back out again.
Yeah, it's the flashing bit I'm worried about.
Don't worry, I'd avert my eyes in a heartbeat. Don't want to see none of that.
It's only skin.
So I'll throw this in general. This is my setup, Doc.
Actually, shortly after I moved in here, I finally broke down and bought an actual computer desk. First time in years. It wasn't very expensive either. I think they never ever made. It wasn't the price that ever got me. It was always the layouts were always terrible. Ah, I see. You use a mouse too.
Yeah, the mouse is for me to jump around, do odds and ends, but I use the Xbox controller for most stuff.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I use my Xbox controller, but it's nice to have the mouse and the keyboard to do other things too.
Yep. And then I've got.
But you're a console guy though, so the controller comes natural. What is that a button box on the iPad?
Yeah. So I've got a shingle stuck in the thing in the back, so I've got two button boxes, and you can switch screens on them. So that's where my control my plow, up and down, auto load buttons. So that you see, if you look on the very top one, you see two big round buttons. That's load and unload with auto load, speed sync, auto drive. Cruise control up and down.
I was gonna build a button box, but I didn't see any need for it with the controller.
Yeah, well, you can see that's a digital, right? So it's nice that you can.
It's just an app, right?
Just an app. That's one of the apps that you got downloaded in this mod folder. In our mod folder is Sim Dashboard, and it's good for multiple games.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Check it out, Sim Dashboard. It's an Android app, and you can modify. Like I've actually took some of those buttons I've just copied from other apps and pasted them in and made my own for different things. So if I was doing trees, I have one for running the winch and that kind of stuff that the yarder.
Let's see.
And it's free. Just an app.
Everything is growing except field 8.
This farm, Bouncy Bear, starting budget I think was 3.5 million. We originally started with 2.5, but we had to do an update on the map, so instead of going back to scratch, we started off a little richer to give ourselves a head start on that rare.
So we like cheating.
We do. GD plows, GD planters.
The only time you guys didn't cheat was when you played that contest where Johnny gave you a bunch of old knockered equipment to use.
Yeah, that was a hard grind, wasn't it, Scrump?
Yes, it was. It was good though.
It was. That was the contest you really had to work for.
Well, it's the exponential money curve. So when you have a little money, you can only have a little bit of land, you can only have a little bit of cows. And the more money you get, the more reinvestment you get, and it just compounds itself. So if we start the next map, can we just take the lowest net worth and just everybody start with that?
I still think that's too much. If the next map is the one we're looking at, that because land isn't that expensive. Like you look on here.
Well, here land is not expensive, but it is expensive. They must have done something with precision farming on it because the better soils, like where I'm at, are more expensive.
My net worth on this one is 6.2 mil.
Yeah, I'm only like 4.6. Jamie's like at 12.
Yeah, Jamie's got that butcher shop running. That's bringing in a lot of money.
Yes. And
I've put a butcher down, but I'm not really using it. No, I'm not complaining.
yeah,
Just saying
I
it
think-
brings in a lot of money.
I
It
think the
does.
butcher is overpowered. I think it produces too much too fast for too high a price.
I'm gonna do 2 more loads. I'm giving you a transfer there now on the way.
Give me my money. So I might as well go plow this pasture then over next year because I'm probably not going to be here long enough to get my second barn put up.
And that is a discussion where, like, what do you want to do with money? Do you want to start off with a higher amount?
No, I think probably go more towards a lower amount. I haven't had a chance to give it any real thought, but yeah. I think we'll probably have a week where we go on with a certain amount of money to build the farmyard. Then once everybody's satisfied that they've got what they can out of the money they've been given, we then have a farming budget.
Well, why not just give it all to us in the beginning and say, go wild?
Because we can make it more of a challenge, can't we? If you've only got, say, 600,000 to build your farm, and then you've got, I don't know, say 1.5 million to buy your first couple of fields and some equipment, and you're running crop rotation, etc., to make it a little bit more realistic without being too grindy. It's going to be more challenging than like we do quite a lot, which is have 3, 4, 5 million pounds worth of stuff.
what if we get $250 of cash, and we get 4 dice rolls. We put the number of fields in there, and we get dice roll it, and whatever the number is, if it's 1 to 99, whatever the number is, you get 3 to 5. I don't know how big the plots are, but you dice roll, and that's the land you get, whatever number comes up. And if you roll a number that's already taken, come on, come on.
Jimmy and Wonko already sorted out what fields they wanted, Doc.
No, but I'm not taking a field in the top corner of the map and the bottom corner of the map.
Well, not only that, some of the fields are no bigger than a large garden, and some of them are as big as bigger fields than here.
Yeah, but it's all left to chance, and probability is going to tell you that you're probably going to get a few small ones and a big one. Well, let's make it interesting.
Let's not make it painful.
Well, we'll say that you only have to farm your land to we'll fast forward to spring, right? Start in spring.
Yes.
No start in spring mod. And then you only have to farm the land that you started with until September. After September, you can sell the land. That gives you 6 months roughly. You have to own the land for 6 months, and then you can sell it all.
I don't understand why we would need to do that. If you're given a budget to build your farm and a budget to start your farm, including land and equipment, then it's down to you to make choices about how you go about it.
Yeah, but if your grandfather left you all this random acreage, because it's probably going to be all over the map.
It's a 4x map. Jamie's had a very valid point about having a field in the top left corner and your farm in the bottom right corner.
I see that as more of...
You're just a sadist.
I am, yeah. I like difficulty to the point that it's excruciating. Alright, how about just one property from that? And that's your starting point.
You're forgetting something.
What?
I'm a communist. This is not a democracy.
Oh, no, now you're a dictator.
Ooh, sorry.
Oh, I love it.
You were sharp there. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't really jiggered out what lands, but it's all pretty flat, Scrumph. It's not... There's not much bad land on it, I would say. Would you agree, Wonko?
Similar to
There may be in terms of access. There's a railroad that runs up through there and a river. So access might be a bit of a pain in the ass for some parts of the map.
There's a ton of forestry, but it's... At this point, that's why I think it's going to be an update to the map, because you can't buy or sell the forest land. It's like when you start with the home farm, it starts with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say when you start it up, start the multiplayer, start the home farm as the bank. The bank owns all the forest land then, and the horse barn. They don't update it.
Doc, you got very quiet.
Wow, I've been superseded by the communist dictator.
And you said he was stupid, Wonko. He catches on quick.
Yeah.
I just try to make things interesting. We always do the same freaking thing.
Well, that's why I'm changing it up a little bit.
So
Just a little.
one of the mods that Walker threw on that he threw to me to look and see too was no contract equipment.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yes. If it worked.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah. There is a level of testing needs to be done because there's a physics mod which is supposed to improve the handling of vehicles.
Doesn't improve it.
I would
I
go
haven't had a
with
chance
that.
to test it yet.
Doesn't improve it. It makes your vehicles handle real. Put a
Well, that's
ripper plow in the back and start going high speeds. The vehicle gets very tippy. I played around a little bit with some of that stuff to see. It's
I don't have to play around with that. I know where that's coming from. That's coming from more realistic. Whether it's by the same person or not doesn't really matter. That's back in the more realistic mod where they change the physics to be more accurate with real life, but it makes the game just more difficult.
but that's what you said you wanted.
There's a strategy difficulty and then there's a physical difficulty. And on a server, first of all, multiplayer on a server is a different animal because of lag. Second of all, the people that want these more realistic mods are usually going for the more immersive type gameplay. They're trying to simulate tractor driving, where we're trying to just play a tycoon type game. We all play the tycoon type game. That's what we do. There's none of us that are out there that want all the manual things because we don't want to get out and unhook every hose. We don't want to, manually stack all our bales because that's how you do it in real life. We don't care. We're all about making the money. Because there's people out there that want to sit there with their steering wheels and their joysticks and they want to have a realistic tractor driving experience, and other people I like to play it like it's a tycoon type game. I like to build my farm. I like to make more money. I like to have more tractors. Other people, they don't. You just stop giggling about the more tractors.
more tractors.
A tractor for every implement.
That's what we did. I grew up on a farm. We farmed 400 acres and we had 5 tractors and we never unhooked anything. Well, we had the planting tractor.
If you have enough
the
tractors, you don't have to.
Well, no, because we had a tractor for every job. We had a tractor we turned into a backhoe accidentally. But, you had the cultivating tractor, the spraying tractor, the planting tractor. That was all one tractor. Then we had the plowing tractor. Then we had the ripping tractor, and then we had the fertilizing tractor. We picked the suitable tractor that would do the job correctly.
That's absolutely fair enough. I seem to remember in 22 at one point, it might even have been on Pidnall, you were having a tractor for literally every implement. It might have been the farm map before that, actually.
I think it was.
I think that wasn't Belly Spring.
No, it was Bailey Spring. Yes, I had every implement had a tractor hooked to it, and I would use them all at the same time.
That's supposed to be coming out soon, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, they were shooting for St. Paddy's Day, but didn't make it.
Do you think that might be a better bet than what we're looking at?
In my opinion, I don't think so. I think we want a 4X map.
Bailey Spring is 4X.
Yeah, I thought so.
Valley Springs is 4X?
Yeah.
Didn't think it was.
I don't know, the map's so freaking small and tight that it could have just felt like a 4X.
I don't think
Yeah, it could have been.
I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to using all the small equipment, you know, because you don't need a 4X map if everybody's only you're working the same amount of fields, they're just tiny. But if you're using
If you're working
tiny
smaller equipment, you might not need it. That's true.
yeah, it's all
I mean,
relative. It's
on
the same
Pitnell,
amount
we
of,
used smaller equipment and it worked out fine, even with multiple farms.
that's what we need to do. Next map has to be a vintage equipment map.
No, that was a struggle. That was hard in the head.
That was cool, though.
It was cool,
I
but
liked it.
but don't have the equipment to back it up sometimes.
That was a bit
the
of a
problem.
thing, yeah.
I'd rather instead of doing vintage, I'd rather do small equipment, like size wise.
You have to let me do the equipment mods list, though.
Oh God, I've seen what you've requested.
What?
Yes, me too.
We're gonna start out with hand equipment. That's all you get.
Oh, you fucking buggery.
You get 10,000 pounds in hand equipment. Good luck to you. I put that on because I figured you could put it on and make Brummy do a contract with it.
No, we'd put it on and tell Brummy he couldn't do a contract with it.
Oh, that's right. And then you would have to.
Yes.
Are you saying I can't?
Yes, we are, Brummy.
Just watch me. Like that stupid contract with a 3-meter header.
I mean, we could, I suppose, maybe take the large tractors off the menu. Not actually off the menu, but you know what I mean. Restrict the horsepower.
Well, like
And
Bailey's.
does that
Bailey's
really bring a challenge to the game?
Well, I don't think it brings a challenge. It just makes it different. If you're like if you're on Bailey Spring with small fields, small farms, the thing I didn't like about Bailey Spring is it's just so tight.
Yeah, it was a bit frustrating in places.
It was hard to play because it was so tight. Like Pidmore, you could play around with it. In Kingley, you could run equipment down there. Kingley, you don't need anything big because the fields aren't that huge. It's actually a bit reminiscent of Pidnell in the same kind of sense because it's wide open, playable, gives you the feel of the area without being painful. Where Bailey Spring was painful. I don't see the new version being any different. Usually map makers kind of stay true to their previous versions. Because even on single player, Bailey Spring was just awful to get around. You're just constantly getting stuck on something.
Yes. It was a nice map, but yeah, it was at times bloody annoying.
Yeah, there was another Irish map I was playing for a hot minute in 22.
I was just thinking that we played an Irish map that was really bad.
It was same thing. Beautiful map. Oh yeah, we did play it.
Oh, what was that called?
I can't remember. Yeah, it was a beautiful map. Just couldn't do anything. I mean, it was like an adventure going to the shop because it took you forever because you crashed into everything.
Yeah, I had to redo the farmyard I chose because it just wasn't usable. It looked nice.
None of them were usable. They were just they looked really nice, but everything just so tight.
I tried it with just a very small tractor, just to drive a tractor and trailer around it. It wasn't doable, even with the smallest tractor.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to go and call it a night.
Okay,
you
so
have yourself
thank
a good
you very
night.
much.
Yep. Have a good night.
It's not that late yet, but I got a busy week ahead.
All right.
See you Friday?
Yeah, this Friday, let me think. Yeah, this Friday I should be there. Next Sunday, I probably will not be around.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. got to go out for dinner. Really, really annoying.
I think I'd rather go out for dinner.
Yeah, well, we will have a good time because we're going out with my in-laws, with my brothers-in-law, and I already know how it's gonna end. It's gonna
Sore
end.
head?
Yeah, definitely. But we're going to restaurant where I got married. It has and we'll have chef's choice kind of evening. So it will be a long evening with a lot of small dishes, basically, and a lot of beer.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, it is.
It's one of these places that keeps bringing stuff out, gives you a little taste of everything.
Yeah, but really small bites, but at the end of the evening, you'll still be stuffed, you know?
Sounds good.
Yeah, it will be good.
Was it
All right, you take care of yourself.
Fairhead, that map?
Yes, Fairhead.
Yeah.
You have a good week, bud. We'll catch up.
Yes, you too, gentlemen.
I'm going to stop my stream here. 1 second. Just before you jump off, I'm going to stop my stream.
Mm-hmm.